Hi, everyone. It's come to my attention that a lot of people have posted on their Instagram story or just spread the word that stopice.org, as opposed to stopice.net, is a government run or ICE run site, which it is not. I've done some digging into it, and it isn't, and I'm going to detail why in this video. So, before learned about this, I thought to myself, oh, this is terrible. Why would the US government do this? But then I looked at the site just in the preview, and really, the US government is stupid, but they're not this stupid to just request all of your data. It's really not something they would do, and here's why. So, the first thing is I thought to myself, okay, well, where's the domain from? So you can look it up in ICANN, which is a tool for looking up any domain. So you can go to stopice.org. You can search for them. And ns1infoservers.com, those are the DNS servers. That usually means Namecheap is running this, which I don't think the US government was used Namecheap. Of course, they are not really at their peak efficiency right now, but we don't know. The mailing address, however, is in Reykjavik, which could be an alias. I don't know where this is, and I'm really not gonna look. But there's also a telephone attached, which I think just might be these might be just be named cheap. I'm gonna look that up. So if we copy this and we head into Google Maps, you can see it's right here. This is the Central Bank of Iceland. I don't really know what they would have to do with this. Obviously you can lie on the ICANN things. But the ISO 1300 code is Iceland, so that matches this. I don't know whose telephone number this is. Not gonna find out. Same thing here. Name is Namecheap, and obviously, if you need to report this for abuse, you can send it here. Although it's not really abusing anything because it's not a non-satirical site. So that's the first step. So that gave me some confidence. But then, if you take a look in your developer tools, either in Chrome or Firefox, you'll see this network tab, and sometimes it'll ask you to perform a reload request. If you reload the page, you can see there's immediately three requests. The method is all get, which means it's receiving something from a server. One of them is just the root file, so there's nothing in the path. So that will be probably the actual document with a font that the person who made this site is using from fonts.googleapis.com. And it's attempting to get the favicon, which is that little icon that usually appears in the top left, as in Google Maps, but there isn't one, so it's failing. Same would happen with this, I believe. There is probably a favicon in here somewhere. Yep, also failed. So that's the first step. And for anything to be sent or received to a server, you need a network request. There's no way around it. So let's try filling out this form. So my first legal name is A, my legal status is B, my home address is C, my place of work is D, and I have no additional notes. So let's exercise my rights. And as you can see, my information has been submitted to ICE. Thank you for cleaning up the illegal migrants. And there's no new network requests. That means nothing was sent. So digging a little bit deeper into this in the inspector, we can look into the actual code of this website, which is in this script tag. We can do this though. So this is a function called fake submit, and it's just finding a button, the only button, and it's setting the inner text to uploading to ICE database, which is what we just saw happen. It'll disable the button, and then it's setting a timeout for 2.5 seconds. Then it'll hide the button, and the result will display, which is this. This is the result. As you can see, div hashtag result button message. This by default is hidden, and this is a confession form, and inside of it is this disabled button, as you can see here. Obviously, this isn't going anywhere. It's just setting a timeout for 2.5 seconds and telling you that your stuff has been submitted to ICE. At the bottom here, it says 100% non-satirical. I don't know why they'd write that. It's entirely satirical, although I don't really know what the message of this thing is. Probably to mock the government, to be honest. We are mocking you and the government. Truthful statements are marked in red. As you can see, there is nothing red on this site, except for maybe the American flag, although it's one of the questions of all time. So just to look into the history of this, the debugging is over. It's 100% not ICE running this site. But if we look into the inspector, we can see a 14-year-old probably wrote this. I am a software developer. I'm not a good software developer, but I can write code that's better than this. There's about nothing in the head, and any like semi-important website will not have the styling for this document in the head. So this obviously you can see in the head there is way more. There's stuff for embeds, there's all these style sheets. There's a couple styles, but these are probably imports. And obviously, there's all of these things that are for an official site that actually does good work rather than this just mockery. Same thing down here. This document is super simple. There is 3 breaks at the bottom here. I don't really know why. Whoever made this is not really great at CSS. There's this footer here. That's what this is, and it's not really aligned with the bottom. As you can see, there's this little yellow gap. And basically, there's about nothing on this page. There's like maybe there's 10, maybe 20 things. And this person probably took a web development class and just wanted to make something stupid. So that's it. The the actually finding out who did this is going to be very difficult due to the fact that the um ICANN is not going to give us anything. Uh, because obviously it's redacted. You wouldn't want your stuff on here. So if I search up myself, I'm not gonna appear because they don't. Why would they do that? But I use Cloudflare. Cloudflare is great. Namecheap also works, but obviously my stuff isn't in here. Here's who is phone, data redacted, mailing address. They don't even think they have my mailing address, so they wouldn't be able to do it. But that's that. Um, you have no need to worry. This is not run by the government. This is run by probably somebody outside of the US, if not inside, trying to make a joke or a point on the current situation of the government. Thank you for watching. Anendum 1. A couple people were asking me, "Oh my gosh, how do they get the org?" And I got to tell you, getting a .org domain is not really that hard. There's no regulations, there's no monitoring. You can just buy it from most registrars, who are the people who manage the domains and sell them to people. There's nothing special. .gov is a different story. You actually have to be part of the government to do that. But .org is the same as .com, .net, .dev, which is my sub or top level domain. There's .app, there's .ai, there's all these domains, and org is just one of them. It's not special in any kind of way. No government runs it. Like a .tv domain is run by that one country that sells the .tv domain because they have it. But there's nothing special about the .org domain that'll make it different.